A two-time qualifier for the NCAA Outdoor Track and Field Championships, Alex Korczynski continues to make strides as one of the most accomplished distance runners to ever compete at Northeastern. Yet it is Alex's approach and mental toughness that stand out most with his teammates and coaches. Positive and authentic, he is well suited for the mental and physical challenges of competing with some of the best athletes in the world.
Alex is one of those athletes that you get every 4 or 5 years that is very receptive to what we're trying to do, and we knew from the get-go that he was a high-level athlete and he had a special skill set that Alex could be just as successful at the 800 meters or the 10,000 meters. That's a special kind of skill set, and not everybody has that.
Alex is truly the even keel. He meshes and melds with just about every group we have: throwers, sprinters, jumpers, mid-distance, distance. He really is somebody that all the athletes look up to because I think they see a little bit of themselves in him. And he really is somebody who leads by example.
To make the NCAA championship in track takes enormous focus and dedication, and a couple of skills that I think are significant are resilience, ability to overcome adversity, and a maturity around how you approach what you're doing and how that shapes everything in your life. And as I've watched Alex just walk around our facilities, participate on our student athlete advisory committee, practice and compete, you can tell looking at him that he has that focus, that dedication, that expectation of being a success. In addition, he's just a wonderful person and an outstanding student, and I couldn't be more proud of who he is, both on and off the track.
The biggest thing I think I've learned at this stage is it's all about performing on the day. A lot of guys come in with really fast PRs and strong runs throughout the season, but none of it really matters too much depending on how they perform in the actual heat and things like that. So it's kind of all about execution at this point. A lot of guys are fit, and a lot of guys are ready to go. So it all comes down to who's ready to compete in whatever weather comes. Basically, who's feeling good on that day.
Alex and I talk a lot about how nothing in the sport is a given, and I think that's true for any level, whether you're at the high school state meet or you're at the NCAA final, the conference meet, or the Olympic Games. No matter what level you're at as an athlete, nothing's guaranteed for anyone. You still have to kind of perform on the day and kind of deal with the stress of it and stay in the moment and not think about the past or the future and make it happen on the day. And so that's kind of been our motto, and I think you can apply that same model to any level. But specifically with getting to the NCAA final, I think it's so important that he has already been there. And for him, even to have another year, that's even, it's another opportunity. So I think it's important as a coach to kind of go through that with him.
I think one of the biggest things for us, or what I have seen as a coach, is that athletes who make it to an NCAA final round, they come in their freshman year knowing that that's what they want to do. There is a huge commitment that it takes. You can show up every day and do practice and do what you're supposed to do and give 100%, or you can do a little bit extra and give 110%. You can stay a little bit longer in your training. You can put in a little bit more in the summertime. You can communicate with coach a little bit more often.
The goal is definitely to try and go for the title. I know, technically, personal record-wise, the number one guy is, I think probably 10 seconds ahead of me or something like that. But I know potential-wise, and I think with how I've been feeling lately, I don't think there's anyone in the field that can't run with on a given day. So I know the first goal is to execute in the semifinal, make sure I can get to the final to be in that position. And ideally, once I get through to the final, the goal is be in position when the race gets going and try to go for the wins.
Alex really, from the beginning, knew he wanted to compete at the highest level possible. And I'm sure it has been challenging, and there have been moments of nerves and nervousness, but he's never doubted himself. Alex has always been someone who has known that he's good. And I think he's really just on a journey to discover exactly how good he can be. But he knows that he is good and deserves to be amongst the greats, and just how far that can go, I think, is what is really open the air for him.